Have you ever opened something you should have left closed? Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a young princess named Alora. Unlike her peers who reveled in silk and jewels, Alora found solace in the castle's dusty attic, surrounded by relics of the past. One rainy afternoon, while exploring a dusty, cobweb-filled corner of the house, she felt a thrill. She stumbled upon a weathered wooden chest adorned with carvings of mythical beasts. As she wiped the grime off the lid, her fingers traced an inscription. "To my beloved Alora, may our bond transcend time." Beneath the inscription, a name she recognized, her great-great-grandfather, King Alaric. Curiosity gnawed at her, and against the old king's wishes to never open the chest, Alora succumbed to the allure of the unknown. As she heaved the chest open, a musty scent wafted out, stirring memories of forgotten stories. Inside, nestled between layers of yellowed linen, lay a letter sealed with crimson wax. An emblem emblazoned on the wax, a pair of intertwined serpents, the royal crest. With trembling hands, Alora broke the seal. The letter was from Queen Isolde, Alaric's wife, to Princess Alora, Alaric's only child. It spoke of a love so profound that it defied the boundaries of life and death. The queen's undying devotion to the princess echoed through the parchment, each word a testament to a bond that transcended mortality. Yet amidst this sea of adoration, a single sentence stood out, stark and chilling. "Should you ever find this after my demise, know that I did this for your greater good." But what could Isolde have done that would necessitate such secrecy? And why was Alora compelled to keep this buried truth hidden? Determined to unravel the enigma, Alora delved deeper into her kingdom's history. She pored over ancient chronicles and dusty scrolls, searching for any mention of Queen Isolde's supposed misdeeds. Each page she turned revealed a new layer of complexity, painting a picture of Isolde not as a villain, but as a tragic figure caught in a web of duty and desire. The more Alora learned, the more she questioned the accounts of her history. Had her people been misinformed? Was her family's legacy tainted by a lie? Meanwhile, the enigmatic letter became an obsession, its words echoing in Alora's dreams, driving her to uncover the truth. Yet with every passing day, the weight of the secret threatened to consume her, twisting her days into nights as she grappled with her conscience. Torn between her duty to uphold her kingdom's honor and her yearning for the truth, Alora found herself at a crossroads. The revelation that her ancestor had betrayed a close friend for personal gain shook her to the core. It wasn't just about the betrayal, it was about the magnitude of the lie that had been woven into the fabric of her kingdom's history. Generations of villagers had revered Alaric as a hero, a beacon of justice and fairness. And now Alora knew that this image was nothing but a carefully constructed facade. Her great-great-grandfather's treacherous act had not just resulted in the suffering of an innocent family, but had also set in motion a chain of events that had profoundly impacted her kingdom. The land they had stolen from Lord Benedict's family had, according to old records, been blessed with abundant natural resources, fertile lands, and bountiful harvests. This prosperity had trickled down to the kingdom, contributing to its growth and stability. Yet this prosperity was now tainted, built on the foundation of deceit and injustice. The thought of her ancestors enjoying the fruits of their betrayal filled Alora with a deep sense of unease. Now Alora had a decision to make. Should she follow her heart and confess the truth, knowing it could shatter her kingdom? Or should she let the lie continue, living with the burden of her ancestors' sins? After days of agonizing contemplation, Alora decided to reveal the truth. Calling a meeting with the kingdom's leaders, she laid out everything she'd discovered. The room was filled with gasps and murmurs as the gravity of Alaric's actions sank in. Some argued that revealing the truth would only bring chaos and ruin. Why unearth a decades-old secret unless it directly affected them? Others, however, felt that concealing the truth was a disservice to their history and a betrayal of those who suffered at the hands of their ancestors. As the debate raged, Alora remained steadfast. She knew that while the truth might hurt, it was essential to acknowledge their mistakes to move forward as a kingdom. Finally, after a long and arduous discussion, the council voted in favor of revealing the truth. It was a close call, but ultimately they agreed that honesty, though painful, was the best policy. And so began the task of righting a wrong that had been buried for generations. Alora, driven by a sense of responsibility and remorse, initiated a series of events aimed at restoring what her ancestor had stolen. With the help of learned scholars and historians, she tracked down the descendants of Lord Benedict, hoping to return what was rightfully theirs. The search led them to a remote village where a family bearing the Benedict name still resided. When Alora finally met them, she was greeted not with anger, but with sadness. They understood the complexities of their family's history and bore no ill will towards Alora or her ancestors. Together, they decided to unveil the truth to the kingdom. In a grand assembly, Alora confessed her ancestors' sins and announced plans to return the stolen land. As her words echoed through the kingdom, there were some who were taken aback, who had benefited from the unjust prosperity. However, many more saw this as an opportunity for redemption, a chance to be part of a greater good. The journey to rectify the past was not easy. Legal experts had to pore over centuries-old records to establish land ownership. Boundaries had to be renegotiated, and some families who had settled on the disputed land had to be relocated. But throughout this process, Alora remained resolute. She understood that the path to a better future lay in acknowledging their past mistakes. Slowly but surely, the kingdom began to heal. The wounds of the past were not erased, but they were acknowledged, and steps were taken to rectify them. Years later, Alora looked back at the monumental task she had undertaken. The scars of the past were still visible, but the kingdom was stronger and more united than ever before. Her decision to reveal the truth had not brought ruin as some had predicted, but had instead paved the way for healing and growth. Though she had lost her title as a result of the scandal, Alora was content. She had traded her status for something far more valuable, the respect and admiration of her people. They might have started out as whispers, mere rumors carried on the wind, yet they grew into a roar, a chorus of voices echoing through the ages. Whispers became legends, tales told around crackling fires on cold winter nights. Legends that served as warnings, parables to guide the young and shape the decisions of kings.